Yes. No voice. Is your? It's not muted. Make sure your Discord isn't muted. Sorry, I'm stuffing my face. Can you guys hear me? Or
And I
they said nope, gone again. Okay. Apparently they can hear me. They can't hear you. So it has to be a. You have to re-add the source on OBS for
did.
me. If you okay, perfect.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me?
I didn't know you got a new mic. When did you get a new mic?
Awesome. I got a new mic so that me and James can stream, and I got the platinum one. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Good call.
So James is getting the old black one. Anyway, sorry. This is painting platinum. I'm really sorry. That's something that's hard to check by myself. So I came in last night and I thought I'd checked everything, but I didn't, apparently. So here we are. Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's good to see you. So I was going to show you, and I did, that I did this soap tech on the brushes. I don't know how, like, cool that is. Thanks, Tazlanch.
Oh, actually, real quick before you get super deep in this, before I actually finish my lunch here.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that is a good kickoff here. Remember the thing we just discussed?
Yeah.
Is that ready?
I've got a couple that I want to do. The one I showed you on the
Okay.
tile.
All right.
I just thought I'd show them and not be like, hey, this is what it is. And I could always use it for something else, but just kind of show them and see what's up. But I've got an
Okay, so
idea.
you don't wanna incentivize it yet.
No. And I haven't talked to Ed about it yet.
Okay, no problem. Then in that case, we will do the default, which is in this case, we can do one of two things actually. We can do either the Reaper mystery boxes or we can do the Poke Tools. I will say though, if we do the Reaper mystery boxes, I believe the tiering on that typically, with the one exception we did recently, the tiering on that is I think one every 10 subs because of
Okay.
what goes in them. I believe.
Um, what if we did the Poke Tools and the Sophie Silver? Can we not do that?
Oh no, absolutely we can.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's
that's
do
fine.
that. So for every 5 subs, we're gonna give away the Sophie Silver and a Poke Tool. Sophie Silver is something that, let me grab it. I don't remember where it started. If it was just one of those actually formulated samples, like not an oops sample, but a formulated sample, or if it was a ReaperCon color. I can't remember, but it's something people really like. I'm gonna swatch it, and then in doing so, I'll have to show you kind of something else I was working on because I swatched it on here. But that's okay. You guys can know. You guys can be in on it. You're in on the beginning of everything. So, yeah, I think that's the one. So I'll let that kind of dry. But Sophie Silver is really popular. And it's something that I don't know the last time we released it, but I think it's been long enough that a lot of people don't have it. So, hi Nomad Zeke. So yeah, hold on. I came in and like reorganized everything, and I still have to make sure I've been changing things around so you can hopefully possibly see things, and my hand doesn't get in the way, but we'll just see how that goes. So anyway, what I was talking about is I think I got my brushes like neater. It's hard to say. This one's a little iffy, but I think I like kind of repaired them. We'll see. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you. Hi Ed Rajai. Nomad Zeke said the notifications failed. Tisk Twitch notifications. Not into that. So I think we're gonna go in and highlight. I jump around so much it's hard to know what I've done and what I haven't. So I'm gonna do what I know I haven't done, which is the second highlight for the cloak. So I think I got this too wet. Hold on. And yeah, so I'll have a lot of new fun things to talk about. Margaret, so far all I've done with termites is knock down their little dealies. Assuming they are termites. I'm pretty sure they're termites. I've talked to my grandpa. This is like how things run in my family. I have to be like, holy shit, this has got to be fixed. This is like a huge deal. So I'm like known in my family as, I don't know what the word would be, like alarmist and like panicky. But holy shit, it needs to be fixed. But yeah, so still a thing, though I haven't seen them anymore. So maybe I've scared them. They're without a doubt still there, but I think I've scared them. So let's see. Brilliant red. I'm missing a red. No, I'm not. Okay. False alarm. So yeah. How's everything going with everybody else? How are you guys doing? Anything weird and crazy? Anything fun? This was supposed to be 1-to-1 and I put 3 drops. So I'm going to put 3 drops of water. I don't need that. Ooh. Is that a good thing, Margaret? What do you think? Were you wanting to go back to work, or she was talking about work being back on in September. I have a friend whose husband has taken kind of a leave, but his job is being really weird about it. Like they're being really ugly. And because Texas is like opening back up, this is a big thing around here. Texas is opening back up. So the guy's boss was like, oh, so you're coming back, I guess? Yeah. Well, that sucks, Margaret. I feel like I kind of have the best of both worlds, because while I need to be here, more as like a personal, like Ed could do what I do, but I feel like Ed's got more important things to do than mix paint. Not that it's not important. But I need to be here, but I can be here and not be around a bunch of people, which is really, really nice, because I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want to get anything. Val under the Red's brain hurts. That's been me. I had a really bad headache yesterday. I think I got a migraine. It was awful. I had to go like 2 rounds of Tylenol and Aleve and coffee, and it finally went away. Like I was in a really bad mood, and then I was like, my headache's gone. I like to take time when I'm not feeling bad and be like, hey, I'm not feeling bad. That's cool. Like, cause you know, you don't appreciate like when you haven't stubbed your toe or broken something, or when you don't have like poison ivy or whatever. It's kind of cool to appreciate when you're feeling okay. Yeah, storm front went through, headaches ever since. Yeah, that's probably what's going on here too. Um, so yeah, um, I am not surprised at the ReaperCon thing. That being said, as Nomad Zeke said, I think they're gonna go into it more Reaper Live, because I don't know anything. I haven't been at the meetings. Um, yeah, I need to
I
try.
can I can feedback on that actually.
Should we wait a little bit?
No, no, no. Actually, I would say tonight's episode is pretty important if you care about ReaperCon. It's basically going to be an episode almost committed entirely to ReaperCon and the questions that people are likely going to have. So,
Do I get to be on this one, or y'all kicking me off?
no, that's fine. You can be there if you'd like to.
Sweet. I like to put people on the spot on stream in front of everybody. Um, but yeah, during our early skeleton crew days when it was like me and the bosses, I had told them like, look, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'm into it, but personally, I would feel uncomfortable having people come in and do tours in such large groups, assuming that it's going to be about the same. I would do it and I would be happy to see everybody, but I can't imagine how the people that don't have such like a feeling of ownership of the company would feel about that. So it's bittersweet. I am excited. This seems insensitive because I love ReaperCon. I love having the physical in-person ReaperCon, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited for novelty. This is one of these weird things that this is going to be the lost ReaperCon and you guys get to be a part of it. Like there are going to be people that come up that weren't a part of this. And while it's awful, even like beyond ReaperCon, even just what's going on in the whole world, being a part of this is something like in a really dark way that's special. It's paradigm shifting. It's not good, but it's something. I don't know. We're living through history, exactly, Margaret 714. It's historical. We're gonna see the cause of a lot of cultural changes for our generation. Like, I don't know. I'm just rambling, but I think it's just wildly important. And gosh, you really get to see what your employer's made of. Like I've never been so happy to be with Reaper, honestly. Like they are so good and so smart and thoughtful about like what really is important. Even like this is they decided this before the go or no go date, and I think that's pretty cool too. Like they could have waited a little longer, but I think they realized that people kind of have to know. Yeah, handshakes. Hope you're all well. Hi HM Road Dog. Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. I just hope everybody gets through it healthy and strong. My boyfriend had it and he was symptomatic for 18 days. And now he's better. And I was really nervous. I was like, man, is he going to have lung problems forever? But he made it and he's doing great. So it'll be really interesting to learn more about it. The closest thing we ever had to it was swine flu. And like, I remember I had swine flu and it just felt like the normal flu. And I went into my doctor and he was like, I think it's swine flu. And I was like, oh dear God, not swine flu. And he was like, do you know what like that means? Or why are you so upset? And I was like, I don't know. It just sounds scary. And it just, for me, it wasn't any different. For my handful of friends that got it, it sure was. It was awful. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm going to put my glasses on. But yeah, somebody called it the Lost ReaperCon recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. Like, it's not cool, but it's a cool name. and y'all can say that you were a part of it. I know that's like no consolation because a lot of people like this is a big deal for us where we can get together and no, Manzeek, I'm not fond of it either. I'm not at all. But yeah, it's a big event for people and it's something people look forward to, myself included. I've always loved ReaperCon. Tazlanch says, I enjoy this. In the same way that nerds and geeks have become popular over the past decade, this will cause introverts to become less of a stigma too. Absolutely. Striding Aragorn says, I've always liked Reaper as a company, but seeing from the outside what it seems they are doing for their employees during this time makes me more and more impressed. Yeah, they really try, like they really think about things. They're not like thinking about the bottom line or profits or whatever all the time. They really think about how to make this a really cool place to be. What does Ed call it? Like a crazy train, like a weird train keeps on rolling. I don't know. It doesn't really apply in this situation, but I've heard it called that, or like the bohemian place, or the frat house is what I've heard it called. Not in like a ugly way, but in a way that like we're all kind of working together. We all take the trash out.
A brotherhood? Is that what you're kind of?
Yeah, but I've heard it called the frat house, and I enjoy that. I know that's.
I like brotherhood better than frat house. One is inherently a little more positive.
You say that, but that's like talking bad about the frat house.
Well, yeah, but like,
Justin.
I mean, usually when you say frat house, it's almost never associated with something positive.
Let me tell you like a short, like not story, like a short whatever. But when I was doing nails, I was working with this girl and she was acting like she was asking about cosmetology school, and I said, oh, it's awful, there's a bunch of women everywhere, it's like a sorority house. And right after it came out of my mouth, she was like a college age girl, and I'm like, you know, this girl's in a sorority. And she was like, I'm in a sorority. And I felt so bad, and I was like, you know what I mean.
I mean, I was halfway a part of not all frat houses are like the stereotypical, like I was a part of a frat house. I was a part of a minor frat house, I guess, that was I say a part of. That's a real strong way to put it. But they were nerds. It was all introverts, all like tech junkies, that kind of thing. They were not even remotely what you envision a frat being.
I've never HMO dog. I've never been to a frat house. I'm just pretending. I'm in pretend land.
That is one thing I feel like is probably the same across the board, is that most frat houses are just disgusting and dirty, and I feel like that's because when you get a bunch of teenage boys and early 20s boys, that's just what happens. That's not akin to just being a part of a frat house. That's just young males all living together produce results like that.
The one thing I've been a part of, and I kind of, it was like a frat house, is I once lived on a ranch property, and it was like a big pretty house with a ranch and horses and all that, and behind it were like the old houses that used to be for ranch hands. So there were 3 houses, and I had gone to parties out there, and one of the guys was like, I'm moving out, I'm tired of this, this guy needs a roommate. So I was like going through a lot of weird stuff. I was in college, so I moved in. So I had like one male roommate that I like barely knew, and there were 4 other guys on the property. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun, but it was really dirty when I moved in. And I don't know. So that was the closest I've ever been to being in a frat house, is living on a property with 5, 6 at one point guys. A lot of fun. And I can see where like the drinking comes in and the whatever, because you don't have to drive anywhere. You're just with your people, you know?
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
I could definitely see, but it was a fun experience.
Yeah, also, thank you, Nomad. Your mini's behind. You managed to find the part of your screen where
Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, actually, to your point, Miss Demp, I might take all of October off. We'll see. The next 4 months are going to be a whirlwind, I think. It's going to be fun, though.
Hey,
We're all breaking new ground here, and we get to experience it together, and it's how you grow, right?
I have always said whatever you guys need, I will help with. I know I'm busy doing other things and have other responsibilities, but I've always said that.
Come up some too for me if you would.
Sorry. I think I might move my chair. Um, yeah, I'm gonna move my chair. Sorry. Not as professional. I also got a different chair going, so I won't move around.
That's a reasonable statement, Proxy. If you don't want to grow, then that's that's very reasonable.
Um, but yeah, so we're gonna see kind of how things are. Proxy ARP said, "I wish more companies were like Reaper." I do too. I brag on us a lot. I really do. Tazlianch says the way Reaper execs have taken care of their employees has increased my orders in amount and quantity. Yeah. Um, but what I should have said instead of frat house, we're kind of, though we're not like all on the same level. Um, there's a lot of connection all the way to the top, which probably isn't as beneficial for like Ed and Dave because they hear directly from people. But it's still like that. Like I can go to them and be like, "Hey, I have this idea, or I think this is what's up, or whatever." Uh, Egalitarianism, I kind of like that. Yeah.
Also, thank you for that quote, Trash. I imagine at some point I'm going to try to get Collins to say that just because I want to hear it.
We all got a gra. What's that?
Well, Collins often out of nowhere, like he'll articulate pretty well, and then out of
Yeah.
nowhere, his Athens, Texas accent comes out of nowhere. And fly, for instance, when I'm going to get on a
Flaw.
plane and fly, he'll say fly, and he'll say other things that also come up with your minute. You're just off the screen.
Sorry. I've also got a C. I might turn this light on. I know this is so unprofessional, guys, but like, I need that light on. How much worse is that?
I mean, it's not. It's a little blown out, but not too bad.
Guys, you get to
We can see the
experience.
gist.
You get to experience this. Um, when I'm having like the worst day and I'm about to like break down, go crazy, I like to say either everything's everywhere or everything's awful. And everything's awful. Like my little setup here, I've not done the greatest job. But I'm not bumping into stuff.
No, it actually looks pretty clean. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
like other than just not keeping the mini on camera. I have to honestly, I have to give you kudos and commend you on the. I didn't have to walk you through a whole lot. I said, "Hey, Sadie, go play with some overlays. You can kind of do this, and then you did the rest yourself." And I cannot communicate how much I really appreciate that.
Well, you're
Because when I
welcome.
don't have to, when I don't have to be on the phone with someone for dozens of hours to work out one little thing. No, I'm not calling anyone out, but and they can't help it either. Some people just
No.
aren't tech savvy.
Some people
But
are
it
old. I'm just kidding.
well, yeah, I
I'm
mean
just
that's
kidding.
sure, but no, and it's nothing. Like I said, it's nothing against those people. It's just when someone can make something work without needing a whole lot of assistance, it's just I appreciate it. That's all.
I hate help. Tell you what. Oh, you like this mug? I stopped using this mug for a while because I got this as a mark out when you worked at Starbucks. Things like you'll sell one of something and there's only three left, or you'll sell like three of something, there's only one left. So it's not gonna sell. It like ages out, and then you either get it for free or like real cheap. So I have this, and it's the prettiest mug ever. Um,
It looks like you could use it as a hat. It's
I
ginormous.
could if there weren't coffee in it. Tell you what. But Sarah, John Overton's girlfriend and our paint helper, she was like the iconic Sadie mug because for a while it was like I was just always walking around with it. Um, Scott Beal says it's only a little worse. What's only a little worse? Put wheels on it and ride it to work. Oh, thank you. I don't remember who it was, but I was like, hey, I like that pillow. And they were like, take it. It's yours. So I've created like this super girly sort of whatever. Like I have this new canopy and I love it, and I was like, I'm putting the Reaper pillow in there. So I basically made myself a little reading nook, like to come in my office. First of all, I think it looks better on stream than in person. I think it's a little clunky. Like it's got to be the feng shui's off or something. But it on the stream it looks really good. Like there's a table here that's too much. There's too much. It's too much furniture in here. But anyway, whatever. It's cute on stream.
No, I think it looks like a pretty good set, to be honest with you.
Thank you. But to come in here,
I have not seen it in person, though.
you would think I am such a lazy bum. I've made it the lazy bum office, but I'm really never in here unless I am off the clock and setting this up. I've done a lot of work to get this the way I want it because I'm really picky and I'm working on it.
Actually, Nomad, and you can bring that up tonight because we want questions like that, although that's a statement. But we basically we want to ramp up a lot of the merchandising that you see for ReaperCon. So I would not be surprised if there's a lot more purchasable things through the store during the con, or maybe even right before or right after. Just because we want there to be plenty of opportunities like that.
I feel guilty because I know this is going to be a lot of work for Justin, but I've been like shoving it down everybody's throat. Like, why don't we do a virtual event? Why don't we do a virtual event? No, 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 no. And here we are, and Justin's like probably going to have to work a whole lot. But, Trashorama, I have lights on order.
Hey, Zambies.
Hi, Zambies. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on order. It's gonna be
Ooh,
like my personality threw up in here.
I like that, Tazlanch. I don't know if we have that trademarked yet, but we're going to use that. I think
What?
ReaperCon line.
Yeah. Um, I'm really excited because as far as I know, I shouldn't say this, but as far as I know, um, I still get to do the Brine pirate colors, which I'm really excited about. Um, Somebody mentioned, they were like, why would you do that? We're probably not even going to have a ReaperCon. And I was like, shut up. Jeez. So yeah, I think I still get my little color set, which will be my first color set on the Bone 6 set. Was the Bone 6 the last set? I think it was. I'm having like a little
Bone six, Bone six announced.
uh
We
you
do
know what
this
I
every
mean.
time. This
Bones.
needs to be a bingo square right here. Every time Sadie
Yeah.
spoils Bone six.
No, the Bone 6 kit. Somebody said what color is the table? I think that's my ottoman. That's my like seafoam ottoman. 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 Uh no, I'm at work. Bone 6 paint line exactly. On those, I pretty much worked with Anne and executed kind of what she was thinking. So, though I made the colors and I kind of made mostly the final call on them, they aren't totally mine. That being said, I saw Michael Proctor was using the Minotaur hide or something. He was using one of the browns, and I was so like, I was just swelled with pride. I was so excited. Um, and I saw that he used my office wall color a lot. The dusky skin. I think he does the whole triad, but dusky skin highlight is one of my favorite colors. And even though I had nothing to do with the development of that, I still think it's cool. So, who knows? Anne might still do the awards in the auction. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going through and I'm highlighting the boots. Let's see. Boots, gloves, belt. But yeah. Oh my gosh, I've got so much to talk about. So, another thing. Okay, so like James and that's my boyfriend, James. He's going to be my new stream partner because I can't, like, I love the dynamic between me and Justin, but I can't very well ask him to, like, unpaid work on something that's separate from the show. So I need a second person. I need somebody that's going to kind of ground me and somebody that I have fun with. And for Justin to not have to work all the time. So my boyfriend James is going to be my new partner, and he's a lot of fun. He's an artist. He's a glass blower. So my plan, I've got all the equipment ready. My plan for what we start doing, I'm starting it really simple, is I'm going to teach him to paint using the techniques and the methods that are in the Learn to Paint kits, and we're going to do minis similar to what we did already in this. So this will like essentially be like an extension of the Learn to Paint kit, unofficially with the same colors. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is because I'm showing somebody else, it'll be a little bit more focused. And if you were to want to follow along, you could. So hopefully by next week, I'll have an idea of what minis I'm going to use. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep doing bones or if I'm going to do metal. Because I like a whole lot of the stuff that we have in metal, but I still want it to be like really, what's the word? What's the word? Not obtainable. Anyway, I want it to be really easy for people to kind of go along with. So that's something I'm doing. Justin and I have talked about doing it after Reaper Live. So maybe start on a Thursday. So yeah, that's my plan. Accessible Silverthorn. Thank you. Let's see. Nomad Zeke. But if we can't ask about Drown Nipples, how will we get Drown Nipple pink paint this year? There will be a way to get it. Don't worry. There's something else I shouldn't say. I have such a hard time keeping secrets from you guys. Anyway, whatever.
Right. I was about to say, I have most of the answers to the questions in chat right now, but I can't. I'm refraining because the episode tonight is supposed to be the medium that we use to answer those questions, and I would be doing a disservice to the essentially the committee that I was a part of this morning for about 4 hours by just answering them right now.
I don't mind telling you, I want to be a part of that committee. I was busy this morning, though.
Committee's really a strong word, not going to lie to you, but I mean, I would talk to Ed then, I guess.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to ask Ed about the pillow sib storm. I actually don't know where it came from. I was just jealous of it and was like, hey, and got it. But yeah.
Also, you wouldn't be the first to approach me about doing basically side streaming stuff outside of Reaper stuff for essentially a cut of profits or pay, because I've had some artists approach me and want me to essentially run their streaming stuff to do side work.
My plan is to invite you on with us if you ever want to. But okay. What's really funny is that when I started this, I was like, I need a bubble machine. I'm going to need a different background. Like, I was going on and on about the craziest stuff, and everybody was telling me just keep it really simple. So what's really funny is that James is kind of that way now. James is telling me all these cool, fun ideas, and I'm like, let's just start with the Learn to Paint kit. That way we're kind of both on the same level, even though he's probably a little bit of a better painter than me. And he's better at, like, because he's an artist and he works with putting different colors together, he's going to be a little bit better at that. So it'll be really fun. And still really Reaper based, at least on that Thursday. I don't know what all we'll get into. One of the ideas is like a date night where we do something fun. Let's see. I think Sadie just works all the time because every time I've been up there at the store at a reasonable hour, she's been there. I don't work a lot, but I work really weird hours sometimes, and they're really cool with it, and I love it. Let's see. The Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Reaper Mini Subcommittee. Yeah. I want to be at all the meetings.
I want to be at less meetings. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret here. I hate meetings. I understand they're necessary, but I absolutely hate meetings.
I have been asking to be Justin's assistant forever. Um, I could be your proxy. I take great notes,
That would be amazing, Sadie.
but
Like,
the only
if you could
problem
just like
is
take that information in for me.
yeah, the only problem is I'm so busy with paint. But um but yeah, I like stuff like this. I like doing stuff like that. So anyway, but yeah, I don't know what it means. I'll still have to go through like programs because the program I use for this you can't use to like move multiple people in, and I still have not seen my boyfriend. We are still not in person, whatever, because I'm real freaked out about getting sick or getting him sick because we don't know if he can get sick again. So what if he got over getting sick and then I get him sick?
I agree.
You know what I
That's
mean?
reasonable.
It's just
Yeah,
such
no,
a
it's
big
reasonable.
risk. So I'm really glad that he's been supportive and not like a jerk about it, because I know a lot of people would probably be like, what do you like, get over it? But
Yeah,
because I live with people in their 80s, I have a huge responsibility to them, um, and to not only to keep them healthy, but to stay healthy so I can help, you know?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's no bullshit for people our age either. Um, well, this is Texas Trasharama, so our meetings are brisket and ribs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say couple of things here real quick. I agree with what Trash said. Also, Twisted. I think if I were gonna guest star on Sadie's show, I think it would just be my voice
Yeah.
because it would be a later in the night show, and I live so far away from where she actually lives. Um, and also Silverthorn, and I think Darsk Zakal. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that right. Those are great points about the forums and stuff. I would say tonight, actually, if you guys could bring that up tonight, maybe we can discuss it a little bit because that's not the first time I've seen basically a disconnected information being passed along in certain areas because it's not just the forums; it's other areas too. They like either they get overlooked, which that's I guess not the right word for it. It's really more of we are kind of a limited crew of people, and there's so many different bases to cover. We're bound to miss one. Um, and that's one of those things where I feel like if we have a real discussion about it, it could be a positive thing.
Um, Nomad Zeke, that's a great idea. Transcribe the Q&A for tonight. Howdy, Dave Dwyer, and also Scott Beal said that he and the wife, if they can make it to Texas, they'll do a tour, and I would love that. Um, it would be great to meet any of you that come in. I like meeting people. Uh, yeah.
Actually, the transcribing it, you know what, Nomad? That would be pretty awesome. I don't. I was looking at a way to get subtitles because there's subtitles built um, into actual like I think Twitch or it's YouTube built into YouTube. So it's possible that if they're being essentially predictively subtitled, I might be able to export that data quickly instead of someone actually doing the hard transcribing as a part of it.
Man, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I love subtitles. It is about my favorite thing in the world, subtitles. My favorite subtitle, Justin, it's when you watch those trashy shows, like the housewives shows or whatever, um, all speaking at once. I love all speaking at once, and I love unintelligible. Also, I gotta tell you guys, I just scared the shit out of myself because my paintbrush was right here. It looked like it was like by my head, and I thought something was coming. Anyway, anyway, um, but yeah, that's what we've got as far as ReaperCon. We'll know more. We're not gonna know more until right before, I think, or closer to. I won't say right before. We're not like that, but closer to. But I'm excited to see what we've got going. It's gonna be fun no matter what. Um, but anyway, that's what we've got going. That's what we have to contend with. I think they made the responsible choice, which I knew they would. Like, I knew whatever it was and however it made people feel or whatever, it was going to be responsible. And that to me is what's important. Like, we strive to be a lot of fun and a really cool place to work, but also the adults in the room. Yeah. That's a balance, let me tell you. So, what Justin and I talked about would be a painting platinum exclusive color that you could only get through the show. Like I said, I haven't talked to Ed about this yet. Um, so I'll kind of show you what I was working on. I don't think this is what I'm going to end up using because it's a little underwhelming for most people. It's just like my taste is kind of underwhelming. It's understated, I would say. Minimalist, understated. But I'll show you that and I'll show you Sophie Silver. I kind of have to show you that because it was already on this tile. So this will be a little sparklier, but it's like a platinum sparkle. And I love a mix of gold and silver. That's my favorite thing ever, is a really pretty mix of gold and silver, which I did with the Sophie Champagne, but it ended up very, very gold. So I got like a really good mix in here. It's really not sparkly at all, though. It's very underwhelming in the sparkle. This is Sophie Silver. So this is the color for every 5 subs we get today. We're going to give away the Sophie Silver with a pokey tool. And it is very bright and pretty. Very, very pretty. But yeah, so that's what we've got. And then I haven't even told Justin this. So I have a fun idea for the color we could do. One of the two, because I want to do 2. You know me, I gotta push it. Justin says I can have 1 color. I gotta have 2. What do you think about Justin's salmon pants? You're not gonna like it.
I'm sorry. What?
We're gonna make a color, and it's gonna be Justin's salmon pants.
No, Margaret. Don't encourage that, Margaret.
I'm on it. Yeah, Justin's salmon pants. Salmon pants gang.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
You can't.
Just
You're not making the paint.
You're right. Absolutely. I'm not even gonna object. I guess really my question is who wants a color of what is projected to be my salmon pants?
Somebody wanted salmon a while back, and I'm striving to make colors that are more bright. Miss Dimp says I have too many pinks already. Well, there's going to be another color. I just had the idea for Justin's salmon pants. We can't buy it, Sharky in the Tent. That's what's going to be kind of crazy about this. It's going to be an exclusive that you can only get from the show. So, that's one of my ideas. I'm not saying it'll happen, but I think...
I mean, like I said, I'm not opposed. It's funny. It would be...
it'd be pretty
to me, it would be shocking to see who actually wants it.
You know everybody wants Justin salmon pants.
They want my salmon pants, you're right. Which, one of these days, you'll have to explain to them where that comes from, because otherwise it's kind of an insight. Did you?
I told them last week that Justin has these salmon shorts, and when I started working here, his fiance was here as well, and she had a pair of salmon pants. And I always thought it was really neat that they both had these salmon pants that they would wear. And you know that they had them before they were together. You know what I mean? How perfect is that? You know what I mean? So,
I completely forgot about that.
They're Team Salmon. You know what I mean? Justin Salmon Pants. You know what I mean? So, they're not micro shorts. That's Paul that wears the micro shorts. Steven65. Y'all don't know Paul, but you could. Everybody will want salmon pants. Salmon pants, yes. Justin salmon pants, never.
That is fair. When she says pants, she means shorts.
They are shorts, but
so they're salmon shorts.
They're not shorty shorts. They're just.
No, they're right above the knee.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of shorts you call those.
Just man shorts, like board shorts. Nomad Zeke says I still want to see a Sadie Slips paint set like Oops All Berries and such. Oh, I've got a bunch of them. I made one last week that's a metallic that was meant to be something else, and it's grungy plum mess up. I don't like it, but it might work its way out one day. There's a flake. I don't like to get too technical with you guys, but there's a flake that really changes. Like the metallic flake shows. And I always kind of make the mistake of thinking, oh, I can tune it down with this. And you can't really tune down a flake. It's going to show. So anyway, I gotta, what did I say? Grungy plum come in at some point when we can finally make samples again, which I anticipate to be soon because we're catching up. Lips and nips, I'd love that. Instead of a proper label on the bottle, can it just be a picture of the shorts? Oh, I wish it could. I'm sure it could. Might as well. But yeah, I wanted something brighter because I know my taste is very muted. That's one thing I really struggle against is that my taste is muted. And that's not... I mean, you can always mute a color. You can't necessarily make it brighter. Or it's harder to make it brighter. So, yeah, you got a sample that was a nice flesh tone. Okay, so if you're getting a sample right now, it's probably... I hate to say this because it drives people crazy. It's probably an existing color. I just don't know what it is. Because we're not pumping samples right now. We're only like doing like essentially the dollar bin into his samples. See you later, Trashorama. Maybe we'll see you tonight. Maybe pop in tonight
Yeah,
for some answers.
tune in tonight, please.
Answers for all your burning questions. Not all of them, but you know, ReaperCon ones. Oh, bother.
Also, did I miss any questions up top here?
Did you what?
Checking to see if I missed any questions here.
For tonight?
Since chat is popping today, it seems.
Yeah, this is a big thing for us, and it's like out of
Oh, Lando.
What?
Actually, Lando was asking about D&D, like hosting. If you're still here, Lando, I would say I think the best place to reach out for that would be what's the question help or you know what the email is for ReaperCon help? Do you happen to know, Sadie? I don't remember what it
I don't
is.
remember which one goes to Adrian, which one goes to Katie. I felt like
I don't
help
either.
went to Adrian, but I don't know. We'll get you that tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect, Lando. If you're not busy tonight, tune in or here in about 2 hours. Tune in for Reaper Live at about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we can you can ask questions like that, and we'll address it. Or at the bare minimum, we'll likely see that email come up because you amongst other people will have questions.
Okay, so like I definitely shouldn't talk about this because I haven't talked about it with anybody else, and I said I would. I just texted Justin about it, but somebody recommended in our Discord that we do kind of a employee spotlight but different. And I think that would be just the best thing ever. And I was telling Justin, and I've literally not talked to anybody about this. Sharky in the Tent, yes. I would love to have Adrian, like to have like a sort of a long form talk with Adrian. Because Adrian, as long as I can remember, has been doing everything for ReaperCon. And she's kind of a whiz at it. If you go in her office, she's got a huge whiteboard. It's like something out of a movie, but a huge whiteboard with everything on it. She's very meticulous about this. She handles everything. So I think it would be so cool if we could get like Adrian on. I would love to interview and have Cindy on. That being said, I don't think Cindy wants to be on stream. This will be the big thing, is that a lot of people don't want to be on stream. But I would want to be able to handle this in a way that wouldn't kind of step on the employee spotlight, which I don't think it would, because the employee spotlight, they're not actually there. So it's a little different. It's a little shorter. But I really like that idea. Sibstorm says, when I saw Adrian at ReaperCon, I instantly knew 1,000% that she was in charge. Achilles Blade says, well, pretty girl, my 8-year-old daughter just saw your room and is now asking me to paint her room pink. Oh my, I think I'll pass that request on to mom. I do like that pillow. It's cool. Another thing I want to do is put that pink. It's like essentially a triad, like to put that out. Probably as a sample. Yeah. Ooh. Tasman said I could do one of those old school witness interviews where they're just a silhouette. That'd be a waste for some of us. Some of us don't have that face made for radio. Some of us really need to be on screen. I thought it'd be cool if we could get Adrian to paint with us. Literally have not mentioned this to anybody. I'm being real not professional right now, but
What were you saying? I missed that last
I think it'd
part.
be really cool. I'm being not professional because I haven't talked to literally anybody about this, but I think that it'd be cool to have Adrian paint with us, or whoever we interview paint with us.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That was actually the very original concept for Reaper Live when we launched it over a year ago. At this point, I think. So
Ron is Adrian's husband. That's Mr. Adrian, Achilles Blade.
yeah, that's probably more accurate. Yeah. Also, let's see here. Someone had said, "Oh, so that whiteboard. Get this." And this was kind of and I saw it this morning. It was kind of one of those moments of kind of sad panda, right? I'll bring the sad panda back. But I walked in this morning to have the meeting with all of the folks, right? And her board had clearly been, and it was obviously, it said that giant checklist that she works through as we get closer to ReaperCon. The entire board looked like it had been erased and then like almost redone over with what we're doing now. And yeah, it was one of those moments where it's like, wow, it talk about really going back to the drawing board. That's what it seemed like.
It's a really. I
Because it
mean,
is really. Also, you're off screen.
I
Well,
act like.
behind your camera.
What?
Perfect. There we go.
Uh, I act like this is 100% novelty for me, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now that it's just not ideal, like to say the least. There's a lot of pain that's coming with this. I hate to take it emo, but here we are pretty close to the end. We might as well go through all the stages of grief. There's some really weird stuff going on. It's really, I don't know, not good. I just feel like this is going to be okay, though. As far as the ReaperCon front, I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, so I have some ideas on how to like grow the show to keep it, because like I said last week, I was talking to Michael Collins about kind of what the identity of the show is and um, ways to kind of expand on it, like not change it. I never want to change it, and I never want it to be like contrived, I guess. I just really want it to be what it is. But I would like to expand on it and keep growing with ideas and this show, because of kind of my personality being the way it is, we can kind of just do crazy stuff. I never realized how different my show is until I'm on Reaper Live, and I really try to keep it together because it's very structured. And like when I was talking about the blacks and the whites and they were talking about how it had gone off the rails, I was thinking like, this is not even off the rails. This is like when you put a penny on the railroad track, but the train like still goes over it, like perfect. It's like, yeah, it's a little different, but whatever. But yeah. Yeah, Margaret, you have no idea. I wish I could do a bonus show of all the bullshit, but I won't. It's not as fun. Paint talk is what I expect out of a paints and minis company. Sharking the Tent says, yeah, that's true. Valor the Red says, Sadie, you don't have rails. You have vague suggestions of the memory of where rails once were. Oh my gosh. And then on the like bingo card, it was like when Sadie loses track of a conversation. You guys don't even know. This is like such like a long-standing theme of my life that I've just really embraced, which is just basically being ADHD in a time where everybody was diagnosed with ADHD and my mom was like, I don't think so. And like having to go through life just completely unfocused. It's not a bad thing. It's just different. I don't know.
Also, real
What?
quick, thank you Weber BR for the bits.
Oh yeah, thank you for the bits. I didn't even see bits. Are those bits?
Yes, I believe it's 3 bits. But
Uh,
Weber BR is also someone that we used to play a lot of video games with and stuff in Discord. We met him online. He's one of our
oh,
e buddies, John and
buddies.
myself and Paul and such.
Sibstorm says not to brag or anything, but I can forget what I'm saying as I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. Like it connects in my mind. It just doesn't fully connect to other people. Like it's like I jump from one thing to the next and in my brain there's like two connecting factors. They just don't come out. So if I were to stop and explain it, it would make sense. That being said, I don't because it would take forever and my brain is moving too fast. But I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Always bring me back. Like if you feel free to bring me back around. Justin does it. Um but yeah. So what are we doing until 4:15?
Yes, 4:15,
Okay.
correct.
So I'm trying to be on track and everything for Justin because he's got all this stuff to do. Nomadic Zeke says, I need caffeine to run my brain properly. Otherwise, I lag like Internet Explorer 7 running Windows ME. What's Windows ME?
Really, you don't know?
No, I don't remember that. And that.
Emmy, I believe, was. This is where it gets a little fuzzy for me. So I don't remember if Emmy was before XP. Yes, I think it was. I think it was before XP.
What? It was after
Yeah, it was. So it was
98.
before XP, but before after 98. Yep, that's the one.
I feel like I've stumbled into an alternate universe because I don't remember that. Okay. Wow.
Well, it was kind of like Windows. I think it was Windows 8,
Uh
where it
huh.
fell between that crack where like it wasn't exactly completely terrible, but it was in between and didn't really fit in. Like it wasn't there very long. So
I remember
Vista was
Windows
crappy.
95. That was like the longest relationship I had with a, what is that, an operating system? I don't know.
Say that again.
I think it was the longest relationship I had with an operating system. It's Windows 95.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Mine was I think mine was probably Vista. I used 98. I used ME briefly on my grandmother's computer. I didn't hate it. A lot of people hated it. It wasn't for me. It didn't cause any issues. XP obviously was once it was finally given 3 service packs. It was pretty golden, and then Vista was slow roasted dog crap. But what I loathed the most was Windows 8. Windows 8 can disappear off the face of the earth. And really, Windows 10 is a slightly better amalgamation of it. I liked Windows 7, actually.
I've got Windows 7 on this. It keeps threatening me every time I get on my computer and I'm like, "Listen, I'm going to ride this till the rails fall off." Like, don't threaten me with a good time. I'll do it when it forces me to. Windows 7 no longer supported as of January. That's what it keeps telling me, and I'm like, okay. Look
And
at.
that sucks because I feel like 7 to me is what XP was there for a while for people who ended up on like 8, and it was the one finally phasing out, and people were like, "What am I going to do?" Because 8 sucked, and there were a lot of people who didn't really like 7 either, who just wanted to stay with XP. So
I got like one decent little pupil, which means this one's gonna be dog shit. Oh yeah, we're looking in different directions, guys. But I'll get it corrected. Um, I'm such an old person in this way, but I hate updates, like especially on my phone. I just want the phone that I bought. I just want it to stay the same. My grandpa still uses a razor. He is in love with the Motorola razor, and they've told him so many times, like, bro, you can't keep using this razor. We're not gonna support it anymore. And he's found ways around it for years. He loves that razor. That's not that's not too bad. She still looks like the Joker. We're gonna have to tone down. Gosh, I've made her worse. She's like a bad Mrs. Doubtfire. Ugh. Something's gotta happen. She needs bronzer and eyebrows. I don't know.
well, I mean that's part of layering, right? You know.
Yeah, it is part of layering. Um, she just looks like Flashback in a person. Flashback in a mini. Y'all know what Flashback is, right, ladies? It's when you see like those lists that's like celebrities that had bad makeup in public or whatever, and it's like this powder that's like HD powder, and if you don't apply it right, it looks fine, and then you get in front of a flash and it looks like horrible. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm sorry I inflict beauty on you guys every time we talk, but I'm gonna keep doing it. It's part of me. If I could get my hands on and use an 8000 series Nokia, I would love that. Love that phone. Yeah, Maladrock, I do love Mrs. Doubtfire. That's one of the things that I've wanted to buy recently and watch is Mrs. Doubtfire. I need to. I don't usually like buy digital copies of things, but I would like Mrs. Doubtfire. Got some big eyebrows, or one big eyebrow. It looks a lot better though. Ooh, one of my new forms of entertainment is watching drag queens assemble their makeup looks. That's magical for me. Yeah, I love that. It is the most extreme form of makeup application. She looks like a crossdresser. Scott Beale says. Do we still say crossdresser?
Yeah, I was gonna
do.
say that sounds
We
like
do.
an antiquated term, but
No, we do, because that's straight men that like to wear the ladies.
is that what that is? That's not
Yeah.
dressing in drag now?
No, drag is, as far as I understand it, is uh, homosexual men. Cross-dressing is being a transvestite, which if you're into Eddie Izzard, we've talked about Eddie Izzard before on Reaper streams. If you haven't checked out Eddie Izzard, check him out. He's amazing, but he's an executive transvestite.
He's very funny.
And he talks about the difference between being a drag queen and being an executive transvestite. And he calls it a male lesbian, that most transvestites fancy women. So, whatever. People are who they are. Everybody's different. But, yeah. Drag, though, Maladrock, is kind of, it's kind of like theater makeup. You know, it's got to be seen from far away. Let's see. I'm pretty sure heterosexual men can do drag. It's just more of a culture than cross-dressing, which is just dressing as the other gender. That's true. No, Scott Beale, no, I'm not. I'm not criticizing at all. That's not one of the, like, outdated terms. I don't know anything anymore, guys.
Yeah, it's hard for me personally to keep up with it because I don't live in those. It's not a reality for me, so it's harder for me to keep up with it. Like it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
He's an action transvestite. That's right. I want to spoil all these Eddie Izzard jokes, but seriously, he's on Spotify. I went back and watched or listened to him on Spotify recently because I think it was Ed that was talking about Eddie Izzard, or maybe Dave. Um, I like the drag kings. Have you seen the drag kings? It's the ladies who dress as men, and they put like 5 o'clock shadow makeup on. Yeah, Dabber Raccoon. Humanity's too complicated to categorize anymore. That's why I stick to D&D. I like to say that this is like a really smart primate thing when people start really categorizing, and more so when they do it in a mean way. That's like, oh, I can't such and such with this person because they're such and such. It's like, wow, we're really splitting hairs here, I suppose. But we're just advanced. I mean, I don't know. What does Joe Rogan say? We're just really smart talking monkeys? I don't know.
I don't watch Joe Rogan as much as you do, so I don't know actually.
Oh, so I talked about something recently. Still haven't watched it, but it's Duncan Trussell from the Duncan Trussell Family Hour. You might have seen him on Drunk History. He has an animated series now on Netflix. I talked about this back in March. It's called The Midnight Gospel, and it's supposed to be really psychedelic and like existential and goes deep, and I've heard it's really good. And I listened to this podcast with Duncan Trussell, the creator of it, and without getting too deep into it, there was a really powerful episode of the Duncan Trussell Family Hour that is somehow reenacted on this show. I've got to watch it, but I've heard such amazing things about it from people that aren't even like a Duncan Trussell groupie or whatever. Uh, when it was the Lavender Hour, they called them Purple Popes. The Duncan Trussell people. Sharky in the Tent said it was him and the guy who did Adventure Time that made it. I did not know that. Yeah. I've been saying lately, whenever you see people that like aren't being considerate and aren't doing what they need to do in these times, I've been saying they're more animal than man because they can't not do what feels good. Like, they can't not do what feels good.
Isn't that what we're all doing essentially when you boil it down? We just do
No,
what feels.
there are people that are not able to put responsibility before doing what feels good.
But then don't we trick ourselves into believing that the responsibility that we've placed there is now feeling good? We derive pleasure from the accomplishment of that, thus coming full circle.
Maybe. There's an episode of Friends about this, and it's part of a philosophy that you can never really do a selfless good deed. I think you can, because for me personally, this sucks. The psychological segment. We probably enter all of these at least once. But yeah,
And on that note, it's time to wrap up, Miss Sadie.
yeah, it's time to wrap up. So, um, we got a gem now. It looks like a human heart from this angle. I've got eyes and eyebrows. She's ready to see you and express how she's feeling. It's still not finished, but we're getting there. Did we get enough subs to hashtag free it?
No, we only
We,
have one sub. We are 4 subs away from our first giveaway. Granted, we kind of ran away with the conversation. We didn't really bring it up, but
yeah. See the meme with the lady that was able to social distance, or the pigeon that was able to social distance when the lady couldn't? No, I didn't, but that sounds exactly like what's going on. I'm gonna take 2 more minutes, Justin, but I tried to go into Walmart. I have not been to Walmart since this all started. Can't take it. Can't do it. So, oh my goodness, Sibstorm, we do have a hashtag free. Thank you. So we're giving away Sophie Silver and a Poke Tool. Let me show you the Sophie Silver. I'll cover up mine. This, oh,
Thank you
this.
for that, Sipstorm.
Thank you
That's
so
really kind
much.
of you. Also, it is now live. As of hearing my voice now, you can
Yeah.
type it in.
So anyway, like I was trying to hype myself up to go into Walmart because I needed to pick up a prescription for my grandpa, and that's just happened to be where it got called in, and there were like families going in like four deep, and a guy like riding his bicycle. I think he was gonna ride his bicycle straight up into there. Thanks, Greek Nachos. Um, Sophie fabric masks. That would be great. Um, that's what I did. I had them do the curbside. There was a guy walking out with this puppy, and I was thinking, y'all are just celebrating. Y'all are just going out and having a party. It was like a tailgate party. I was so mad. Like, you don't need to take four people to Walmart. You don't. But anyway, I can't run everybody. I can't run the world. I can control this right here. I have a very small sphere of influence, and I can control what I can. You're welcome, I am K Markey. I'd like y'all to have a chance to have it all. I want you guys to have it all. Ooh, somebody says our Walmart now has arrows and it tells you like which way to go. I have not been. I don't know. Let's see. There were circles on the ground. Oh, I lost it. There were circles on the ground. The pigeon was in one while the lady was way too close to the person ahead of her. Gimli says a house a block over from us was holding a beer pong party last week with tons of peeps. Super responsible. Yeah, they're more animal than man. That's what I've been saying. Like my best friend will call me and tell me about it. I'm like, yeah, because they're animals. Like it's harsh, but they just can't stop doing what feels good. So that's my rant for the day.
All right, real quick, people, get your hashtag free in, and I will draw a winner here.
Winner, winner.
Don't forget too, as you guys do that, because you'll follow up with that. Don't forget to save your questions, because here in about an hour and a half, we'll be doing Reaper Live, and it's gonna basically be the ReaperCon episode, the open season on ReaperCon.
This reminds me. I won't be doing too much talking. And last time somebody was like, Sadie looks like she's about to fall asleep. I had an eyelash issue. My eyelash was hurting me so bad. And I thought about ripping it off, but then I just looked crazy. So that's what was going on last week. Because I watched it and I was like, I do look like I was falling asleep. But I had an intense eyelash issue.
Had the droop eye.
Well, yeah. It was terrible. You don't know pain until you've had some kind of eye issue.
I mean, I frequently have them with my contacts because I can't. I have like the manual dexterity of a giraffe. I would imagine is a good comparison. So when I go to put contacts in my eyes, I just poke myself all the time, very painfully, I might add.
So my uncle had this idea. He'd be really mad at me if he knew that I was telling, but he had this idea where you could have like a jetpack that's got Lysol in it, and it shoots it like in front of you and behind you, and it sanitizes all around you. I told my best friend about it, and she's weird about breath and people's mouths, and she's like, yeah, and it could have a squirter for Listerine in it too. Like, you guys are nuts. I thoroughly enjoy it, but you guys are nuts. And yeah, Gross Yeti, I saw your comment. I hate that this is happening for people that were looking forward to it, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get a Sophie Silver to people that need it. I'd give you guys everything tomorrow. I have to hold back a little bit, but yeah. All right.
All right, you ready to draw the winner there, Sadie?
I'm ready to draw the winner.
All right, I just drew it, and our winner is Paul John.
Excellent.
There it
PaulJohnsLife. Love that. Jake in the Grass. I love that name. I've never seen you in here before, unless you just changed your name.
That's true. If you're new to the channel, you just stop by. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello or not saying hello, just lurking. We appreciate it. Always
Yeah.
appreciate all the viewership, right?
Yeah, we love it. We love being here with you. It's the
Yes.
highlight of it. Oh, I'm new as of
Well, look
yesterday.
at that.
What was yesterday?
Everyone
Crow's
give Jacob
Nest?
Grass some Sophie hype and some Reaper love there, because we like our painting cult here, and we want to keep it strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So you either watched Anne or Proctor, or is Josh still every day?
Josh is Mondays and Wednesdays currently. So
Perfect.
yesterday he would have either have watched Anne or Josh, one of the two.
What about Proctor? I thought Proctor was on last night.
No, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Thank you, Graziati. Look at that. Welcoming
Thank
him with a
you.
gifted sub. That's awesome.
We love that. That's what this is all about. It's our little corner of love. So, yeah,
All right, guys.
keep it
Well, let me grab a.
classy.
Actually, do you want to choose a raid for us again? Because
Yeah.
apparently you're 0 for 1 on the last one. By the way.
What does that mean?
Well,
I did real good on it.
apparently the person before that we rated later had a very let's say explicit conversation right before Reaper Live. According to Taz Lance messaged me, and a couple other people did too. Apparently, she was getting real raunchy.
Yeah. I
So why
like
don't you?
it.
I'll give you another shot. Why don't you?
Oh
Don't
no,
strike
that's
out
not
this
a.
time.
So you're not saying that's a plus?
I mean, I
I
guess it
don't
depends on who
understand.
you are.
I'm not. I don't get it. Okay, let's see what we got here, peoples, Reaper peepers. Uh,
To be fair, she was making dinosaur teapots.
she
No one could have
was.
seen that coming.
Let's see. Getting on the browsing. Um,
Yeah,
glad.
I like letting you guys. I think I let Ann choose. No, I let Josh choose yesterday, and we went with Kathy Wapple, and she was doing some fun stuff.
Let's see. I got somebody I kind of like here, but I'm gonna keep looking just in case. Um, I'd like something. Um, hmm. Ooh.
PaulJohnsLife. That would be giveaways at reapermini.com. And if you're ever curious, just for everyone in the chat, if you ever win anything, it is also going to be in the YouTube channel that weekend. So if you want to see it written, or if you're really unsure you can't catch it, it'll be on the YouTube details for you to look at.
Ooh. So I can do whatever I want, right? It's an art. There's so much good
What kind of art
stuff.
is it?
Um, well, I've moved on now. I got distracted. You're too slow. Um, sorry, guys. All right, I'm gonna go back up. There's something that I would pick, but it's not really in our little deal. So let's do this guy's end of month celebration stream, giveaways, and busts. It's Cutthroat Cure. He's got this, like, looks like a little goblin, and then it looks like an orc, maybe, or Shrek. Like a scary Shrek.
What's the name of this again?
Cutthroat Cure.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
I hope they get filthy. And I'm filing that under a
I
win.
I do not hope that they get filthy. However, please, if you could spread the Reaper love, keep being
Yeah.
awesome. We'll see you here in about an hour and a half for Reaper Live. For all of your ReaperCon questions, we will try our best to answer them. Now, with that being said, Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great morning, wherever you are in the world.
Good to see you. Grazietti, I'm just hoping it gets dirty. Okay, y'all have fun. Bye. We miss you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Keep being awesome.